Welcome. All right. Let us begin. Old Mage Jatembe was the most powerful man in the world. Wherever he went, he spread hope and light to the people around him. All of the good things in the world were awed by Jatembe and came to give him secrets. All of the foul creatures declared war on him, but Jatembe stole their magic and banished them. In this way, Jatembe turned a world of ash into the beautiful land we have today. Filled with fish and animals, grains and palm trees, sweet yams and red soil. The foul beasts wailed at their realms of ash and terror being transformed into rich and wonderful lands, but they all feared Jatembe. One day, a creeping bad luck spirit inched forth from the grass. It was too young and foolish to know its limits and thought, I will take vengeance on Jatembe and laugh at his misery. The spirit crawled into the nearby village and asked where Jatembe was, but no one could answer. It asked them where the riches of Jatembe were, but people said they knew of none. It asked where the spouses of Jatembe were, but the people could not name anyone he had married. It asked where the weapons of Jatembe were, but the old mage's greatest weapon had always been the knowledge he kept in his head. Frustrated, the little spirit demanded, what manner of great man can this Jatembe be if he has no riches, no wives, no husbands, no weapons, nor any children? Yet Jatembe had many children. The people answered as they showed the spirit the great city of Natambu, where thousands and thousands of students learned, worked, and helped each other by Jatembe's words. The little spirit decided that if it couldn't have vengeance on Jatembe, it would do so upon his children. The spirit listened until it found a voice that told it how to get inside. Following the voice, it crept into the city through the tiny cracks in the building's walls, so small that even an ant would have to squeeze. But Jatembe's students caught the spirit and tossed it out, like a harmless grass snake. The spirit became terribly angry at its treatment, but could do nothing on its own. And so it sought out others like itself to creep back inside and strike, using the distractions of a celebration. Welcome, my friends, to Book 1 of Strength of Thousands, Kindled Magic.
So excited.
Let's go.
Let's go. All right. Let me know if you hear music.
I do, and I'm so happy!
We're not excited for this at all.
Not at all. Really,
Cursing
really depressed,
episodes.
actually.
Okay. All right.
I have to stop bouncing because that's not my
I
character.
can't.
I have to get in my character, you know? But
I know, it's like,
it's like, stop smiling,
Yeah.
stop bouncing.
God, I already have hero points, and I don't know if I missed any. We'll find out. Okay. Now, far in the northeast of Natanbu, we come to a stretch of desert. Through this desert, we fly until we find ourselves coming to rest at the entrance of a cave. As we enter the cave, we see a figure. As the light adjusts, we see it's a dark-skinned woman with a dirty face lit by a dim neon blue light. We watch her work for a moment, brushing back sweaty dark brown hair with blue streaks from her forehead. Finally, she gives a grunt of approval, and we hear the sound of metal closing on itself. As she steps back, we get a better view of what she was working on. It's a humanoid figure, sitting in a chair. Waffles, do you want to describe what your character looks like?
Yeah. So you guys see Art 2, a male-looking humanoid figure, has spiky blue hair, much like myself. Much like the character art you see that made by the amazing Nox. He's about average height, 5'9", and he has light brown skin, and then these neon blue, like almost circuitry / what you could say like magical liquid going through them, and he has these bright shining blue eyes, and anytime anyone sees him, including now, like even when part of his neck popped off, you see almost no emotion on his face.
All right, R2. She says you should be prepared for the school now, after all this work.
I cannot do poorly.
Don't be cocky. You have a lot to learn. I uploaded some additional languages on the off chance it's relevant. I don't know what they'll teach you there, but I will have you prepared.
I do appreciate everything that you do for me, Iska. I will assure you they will not go to waste.
Go, gather your things. She motions for you to gather them. The rather cave that you're in seems to be spaced out into two sections. One half of it is a workshop, tools and tables just everywhere lining the walls. And then the other, you know well, is a simple bed, bookshelf, and desk. Living quarters.
You see him beginning to gather his things right when he's told, basically.
She turns and kind of just like walks out towards the entrance of the cave. And she's looking out and she's like, if you don't leave now, you'll make poor time. And she sounds impartial, but as you're grabbing your stuff, you can kind of see her watching you out of the corner of your eye. You have the letter of sponsorship, the map I made you?
Yes, I would not forget something like that.
Okay. And as you kind of start walking out, she's looking out at the sky and watching the clouds as you pass by her at the cave entrance. And there's this moment where you're like not sure if you should say goodbye or just kind of like walk out. And before you can do anything, you just see this flash of movement. Boom, you're flat on the ground. And Iska is standing above you with a pole arm you didn't even see her have pointed at your throat. And she just gives you this disapproving look. I cannot do poorly, she mocks what you were talking about earlier. You mean your reflexes will do poorly? You're better than that, Arc 2. And she just kind of stands up and she walks back into the cave, leaving you to dust yourself off and begin your trek through the desert with those last words. You're better than that, Arc 2, ringing in your ears.
He says nothing in return, gets up, dusts himself off, and heads out.
The camera pans out, and we fly even further north, crossing the inner sea until we reach a small village. There is newer construction here, being built up from a foundation of older, well-worn houses. This would seem to any outsider visiting that it's a prosperous village. But as we slow and walk through the packed dirt, we stop in front of a home. A torn black fabric has been pinned to the threshold as we enter the dimly lit interior. On a table in the middle of the room is a body wrapped in its burial shroud. By it, a teary-eyed woman finishing placing incense around the departed. Star, what does your character look like?
RFA is a very pale, very muted colored female fetchling. Her white hair is pulled back into dual braids in the back of her head, which go down into a reverse ombre into a dark black at the bottom. She's very thinly built, tall at 5'9", and the thing that kind of stands out the most is she does have a birthmark on her chest that is the symbol of Pharasma.
The one I see right there.
That was...
And so as you're there finishing up with the incense, an elderly man comes into the room behind you and places a hand on your shoulder, looking over the death altar before you. Now, you did your best, Arafe.
I couldn't save her. She was so sick.
There are some illnesses that will take us all, Arafe. Infar replies to you kindly.
I could have fixed that once, couldn't I?
Yes. He smiles. and we continue to hope that you will be able to again.
It's been 6 months. I hoped something, or all of it at least, would return by now.
These things take time. It will return to you, but if you wish, we can try a different tactic. And Infar pulls out a letter from his pocket that carries the insignia of the Magaambya and hands it over to you. The village has come together to sponsor your education, child. I am sure this will help you regrow your talent, and in turn, you can return to us stronger than ever. He gestures. He gestures to the door, away from the dead that lays behind you, to the light spilling into the room from the open doorway. People will come far and wide for your talents, my dear. And you can hear the smile and pride in his voice as you glance back at the body, a little bit worried. Maybe this school will hold the answers that you're seeking. Okay. Pulling away from this small village, we fly back southwest, closer again to our dear magic school. Here we wind down through the trees until we find a wide dirt road. We follow it a ways, winding, traveling, until we come across a caravan parked alongside the road. There are all sorts of people busying about, setting out their last preparations for the day. We pass a tall elf deftly ducking underneath a long pole being carried by 2 hobgoblins. A small leshy happily feeding leftover breakfast scraps to some hyenas. We continue up the chain of wagons to one with brightly painted letters across the side. The Sojourning Song, Traveling Circus of Wonder and Merriment. The tarp gives way as we enter to catfolk who seems to be almost done packing. Maria, what does your character look like?
So Tal is an anthropomorphic cat person. At their highest, they're about 5.5 feet tall, although they typically have a tendency to slouch just a little bit. They have a light, creamy tan fur, rather large, fluffy ears. They have some darker stripes that kind of accent around their eyes and on their limbs. The most distinctive feature they have, besides their rather colorful dress and accessories, are their eyes, which are 2 different colors. Well, each of them are 2 different colors, split down the middle. So each half is a different color. Yeah. But they have all sorts of baubles and feathers and trinkets attached to them, their clothing, everything. Very
Any way
shiny.
possible.
Any way possible, it's affixed to their person.
And as you finish packing, you remember that your grandmother asked you to see her. And so as you step out of this wagon, you hear your parents chatting away with your brother, just kind of like over there. And he spots you as you pass, and he's giving you like a smile and an encouraging wink before turning back to his conversation. You continue on to your grandmother's wagon. As you approach, though, you hear a quiet conversation, and you pause as to not interrupt. Unfortunately, you can't help but recognize your uncle's voice, as its heated tones carry through loud and clear. Really? You don't think it's weird that one night she just comes out of the woods and presto, her talents have grown? You actually going to send her off and encourage this? Calm now, Tyrogen, comes your grandmother's firm voice. And you know this tone. It encourages no debate. She has always had talent. You know this. And more than anything, I will be trusted to see to the safety of my family and my troop. A formal education will do wonders for her, you'll see. There's like a pause, and you're not quite sure if like what's going on before a frustrated Turgeon strides out of the wagon and almost directly into you. He narrows his eyes at you, and you know he's about to say something, but he just huffs and walks back down the line of wagons. Come on in, Tal, your grandmother's voice calls out, simply knowing you're there, as she always did. And as you enter, you see the comforting face of an old catfolk, Olu of the Sojourning Song. Your grandmother and matriarch of the Sojourning Song, sir. All packed, dear?
I suppose so. And Tal will put the rather large bag down by the entryway of the wagon. I'm. Is everything okay?
Yes, dear. Good. Everything is wonderful, and I'm so glad. Anyways, today's the day. Now, before I forget, here, take this letter of introduction. And I already sent word ahead and made sure they'll be ready for.
Okay. It's just that I couldn't help overhearing what you were saying, and Are you sure this is a good idea?
Her face turns a little bit more serious, and she kind of leans back, takes a deep breath. Yes, sweetheart, although it was a long time ago, I went to school once. It was the start of a nice, formal education. I learned a lot of what I know there. And she trails off, and it's plain it's a bittersweet memory.
I don't you said I didn't think that you went to when did you go to school?
She waves a paw in dismissal. She's really unimportant, dear. What is important is you. So listen to me carefully. And she leans forward and locks her eyes with you. That day in the woods, learn what you can about them, my dear. Perhaps you can succeed where I have failed. And there's a moment where the gravity of her words just weighs on you. But before the flood of questions can pass your lips, she leans back and just cracks another smile. But also don't forget to have fun. I bet you'll be full of ideas to add to the big tent. Now I won't keep you any longer. Off you pop. And so abruptly shoot off, you turn to face a new, unfamiliar path ahead of you. Finally, the camera sails to the east. Here we enter a forest and find ourselves amongst a bustling treetop village full of brightly dressed kitsune. Some are hard at work gardening, weaving, woodworking. Others are gathered in groups of deep discussion, chatting, debating. However, as evening falls, we find ourselves in front of a distinguished building, larger than those around it, built into the treetop. As a final group of elderly kitsune leave a study, sliding the door shut behind them, their eyes flicker to the young kitsune waiting nervously in the next room over. Duval, what does your character look like?
So Hideaki is a hair above 6 feet tall, covered in long orange and black fur. The orange kind of surrounding the outsides, black around the middle of his face, almost like a mask. And he's got these azure blue eyes, but what's different is somewhere near in the pupil, there's this glow of golden coming from him. And it's seemingly like almost like it's flashing like an ember, kind of up and down. He's also wearing an outer robe of red, yellow, and green, which matches the primary colors of his village, with a matching quarterstaff of red, yellow, and green on the bottom. And he's also underneath has this sort of a brownish gray kind of what looks to be, at least from the outside, a turtleneck with a silvery blue sort of smock kind of coming out from his middle.
So as these kind of elderly kitsune leave that study, they whisper quietly to themselves as they make their exit. The chief's son. Poor man doesn't deserve a break, doesn't he? I wonder what it means for the village. You know what they're referring to. The choosing ceremony was all of 2 weeks ago, and it's not like you asked for this to happen. Calm. An odd double voice says, confident, soothing. It sounds both in your head and to your right, and you still haven't quite gotten used to that. You turn to see a medium-sized copper dragon curled on the floor next to you, lifting his head to look at you. Their idle gossip does not concern us. Come now, it is time.
Are we? Are we sure? Like, there's no going back after this. Once, I mean, this is it, right? Are we sure this is the right call to make?
We have made our decision. And the calm double voice of your Eidolon over Noza reminds you. Look within yourself. You know what paths lay branching forward. You are strong, or I would not have chosen you. Do you have the courage to pursue our future?
Yeah, yeah, I think so. That's okay. Yeah, we got this. Let's go.
Standing a little straighter, looking towards your father's study, you approach. And you pull out the letter that your mother had given you the day prior. With a knock, your father's voice rings out. Enter! And when you enter, you see your father's eyes flicker to the dragon beside you, and his brow furrows as he rubs the side of his muzzle. What do you want now, Hideaki?
Well, it's hey father, it's time. I'm headed out in the morning.
Your what?
Yeah,
Your
yeah.
father's eyes glance between you and the dragon, like incredulous. You think you can just take him and leave? You have a responsibility, Hideaki. You must take this seriously, not run away from your problems. We are not running away. The firm voice of the dragon enters only your head. We will go stronger for this.
He's right. We're right. And besides, you don't want to teach me anything. I've learned everything I can here. And if anything, now I'm no longer a problem for you.
And you see him kind of like take a second to process, like we're right because he didn't hear anything from the dragon. And he's just kind of at a loss for words. Slowly, he sits back down behind his desk and looks over his papers. And he's not looking at you, and he's just like, you're doing this on purpose, aren't you? Just need to cause more trouble, like this wasn't enough. He gestures to the dragon. Fine, go. Let this school deal with your unending questions for once. And with the bitter words being about as much approval as you can hope for, you head out of the study. You have some packing to do.
I do. And as I open the door, I'll spin around and just say, "Love you too," and slam the door.
And there are our 4 adventurers, at the very least, where they were. Now, each of these heroes has a journey in front of them. But where we meet them and where they cross paths for the first time is within the city of Natanbu. Let's take us back to this others, because I liked it more. Yes, excellent. All right. It is through the winding streets of Natambu that you each make your way up and into the Magaambya. The Magaambya has a beautiful campus with massive mosaics of Jatembe's 10 magic warriors overlooking the school's terraced gardens and the surrounding city of Natambu. It is a beautiful view, only slightly spoiled at the moment by a powerful rainstorm. For those of you that have been in the city, there it is. For those of you that have been in the city a little bit longer, you know that it is the rainy season here, and this is about what you're going to be expecting for a while now. All right, you have each arrived. You have each secured your sponsorship into the academy through various means. And know that today is your first day of your perquisite. That's a period of public service that usually lasts a year that entitles the new initiates to the Magaambya to attend class, receive school housing and stipends. Like, this is your first year, and to go to the school, you have to give back as well. That's how the Magaambya work. You each duck out of the rain under an archway, like entrance to one of the many entrances into the Magaambya, just to get out of the rain. And you see a handful of unfamiliar faces gathered there as well. You're all there.
Yeah, I'll start off. Arc 2 is likely kind of off with themselves, just has the introduction letter out, reading it over and over and over, and just kind of like tucked back in whatever corner that is at least 6 to 10 feet away from everybody.
Tal is standing in the center of some space, looking up, mouth agape, eyes wide, kind of slowly spinning in a circle, like those stereotypical tourist shots in New York City. And it just has a huge grin on their face. Huge grin. They also have a small furry companion that's kind of crawled up their back and is sitting on their shoulder now. It's a little white ferret that has like completely black eyes, except for like this speckle of kind of sparkly white, kind of dispersed throughout, kind of like a star field. Little tufts of blue on the ears and the feet and the 3 tails that it has. And I think Tal looks up and just says, "Ma'am, I've never seen anything like it." And just kind of is lost, oblivious to anyone else around.
Hideaki's kind of seemingly murmuring to himself. Should we go talk to people? Should we just read? Should we? I mean, we've never been here before, and then kind of realizing by accident that their volume just went up from a murmur. Ah, shit. Yes, you're kind of looking over to Tal. It's your first time too?
Oh, yes, I've never been here before. Hello. And she'll walk forward and kind of like very quickly, like kind of bow slightly and then hold out a paw. I'm Taliatia. You can call me Tal, though.
Oh, Tal. I'm Hideaki. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. This is Nim. Point to the ferret.
Oh, cool. I think I have something to show you. But I don't know if it's gonna scare everybody. Are you ready?
Yes.
And so I'm gonna manifest my Eidolon.
Absolutely. And just Arafe, are you there yet, or are you coming in a little later?
I imagine Arafe is one of those that's taking a little extra time walking in the rain, especially just like trying to help a little child like get out of the rain as well. Like, you're gonna get sick. You just You need to stand in here for a little while, dry off a little, and then run home really fast, okay? Okay.
Oh, okay. And like he's looking at you a little strangely because this is normal for him. This is his day to day. It's always raining.
Okay.
And I would say that you kind of probably are walking through the rain. You see the archway. You're not there yet. It's like just a little bit away when Hideaki, you manifest your Eidolon. And when it's not manifested, what color are your eyes?
So when it's not manifested, they're the standard azure blue,
Okay.
and then there's a small almost like rusty copper looking kind of shockwave, and almost like out from his chest appears over Noza. This kind of spins around his form and has
Manifests.
indeed.
And then Arc, you rereading, but this movement and this light definitely catches your attention as there amongst the three of you and soon to be four, there is a medium, like kind of like your size, copper dragon.
For sure. Yeah, Art, you see them kind of almost jump to their feet for a second, as if like a monster had been summoned in the middle of a crowd or something, and then they gauge the reactions to everyone probably 3 to 4 seconds slower than most people would gauge reactions, and then they just pull out a book from their little their hip pouch and begin writing something down.
Tal has their wide eyes have gotten even wider, and the smile has gotten bigger, and didn't flinch at all watching all of this happen. But they'll like clap, and then like kind of stoop down a little bit to just look at like face to face with this dragon.
Oh, don't worry, he won't eat anyone. He won't eat anyone. It's fine.
Erica, you're coming in at that point.
Yeah, so I run in, and it's like, so, is that a dragon?
He's beautiful, isn't he?
He is very pretty.
Indeed he is. The voice comes from a human man coming from the other side of where you just came from, Arafe. The human man with colorful clothing, warm eyes, meets you under this little archway out of the rain. It's clear that this guy's a teacher. And he speaks with a gentle, soothing timbre, which I don't have. So that's, use your imagination.
ASMR us.
No imagination in my tabletop RPGs. No, thank you. Only real.
No. Waffles is right. I'm going to ASMR this shit. All right.
There you go.
Welcome and a kind hello. No, I can't keep that up. All right. Welcome and a kind hello, new students. It is my pleasure to instruct you. And he does not bat an eye at this eidolon of yours. You may call me Teacher Ott. You are embarking now on a life study and service. We see within you intellect. He glances at each of you. Passion and judgment. In short, the virtues to build upon the strengths of the thousands who have come before you. We follow the footsteps of old mage Jatembe, who showed us that the price of magic is the responsibility to better the world. And you can tell that that is his spiel. That to the newcomers always. And he just he comes and smiles at you, and he's just, no. I hope you all are arrived safely. I'm sure you're excited to start your day, but it is customary to go through our orientation. Does anybody need anything before we begin? He does not look like he's planning to move. Like, this is where he's going to have it.
Hideyaki raises his hand.
Yes.
Is your particular orientation on a scale of 1 to 10, boring being 1, super exciting being 10? Where would you find it at?
The orientation you are about to go through?
Yep. Just so I can set my expectations.
Yes, of course. I believe it is going to be what you make of it, but I always like a little excitement.
Bit of a non-answer, but I appreciate it anyway.
You'll find a lot of that here. You can make your own answers. Why don't, at the end, you tell me how you would rate it? And I will know for future orientations.
Right. I think I read that in a book somewhere. It's called Feedback.
Yes, indeed. Come. Let us all first introduce ourselves. As I mentioned, I am a teacher, and as you have already made yourself known with your eidolon, I believe. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Yeah. My name's Hideyaki, and this is Overnoza. And
Pleasure.
really excited to learn and maybe teach a little too. Maybe, I don't know.
All in
Goals.
good time. Absolutely.
Tal definitely waves at your dragon.
Which makes his first name being, if I ever reference it and don't know, is Takulu. So Takulu looks at you, Tal.
Hello. My name is Taliatia. But you can call me Tal if you want. This is very exciting. What do we do during orientation, though?
Oh, yes, I promised to get to that, but I just wanted to have everybody's name and introduce ourselves first. I promise all your questions will be answered. All your answers will be questions. Don't you know?
That sounds like school.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
Is this Jeopardy or something?
Yeah, I need all your answers in the form of questions, please.
What is the puck?
Perfect. And he looks over at you, Air.
I am Arafre Troka. I am just very excited that you allowed me to come to this school to learn, so that I can be of more service.
Technical sequences, we're good. My dear, it is us that are honored to have you, your talents, and I am sure what you will grow here will be a contribution. As you know, we both learn and contribute at the Magaambya.
And just looking by those around me, I think there's quite a lot to learn from them as well.
Absolutely. That is a wonderful answer. And you? And he kind of looked. Did you ever step forward, or are you kind of just still back there?
Ark is probably moseyed up to about 4 feet away from everyone now, but still kind of hanging back so he has everybody in his field of vision.
And you?
And me what?
Would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. I am Ark. Ark 2.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello. Greetings. He nods to each of you, takes the time to literally turn both of his shoulders to each of you and does a mini little nod bow. Flip the page.
I'm working with limited space here. I'm back. Kind of big microphone here. Yeah. I'm my hands are either behind or.
It's like any good school teacher. You just gotta take the time, flip the page. It's okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Turn to page 221, class.
394.
So we have asked our first question. Welcome, we have started our orientation. Now, with the introduction of your names, I would like to ask one further question. Who are you?
Like there's a very visceral physical reaction by Hideaki.
Is he repulsed? Is he confused?
He was not like it was like this was step 1 and then step 5 we skipped a few levels.
yeah, we went right into it.
Right into it.
I think
I
think I think the question going completely over Ark's head. He'll take another step forward, about 3 feet within everyone, and he goes, I believe we already answered that question. I am Ark.
That is one answer to a question like that. Can you perhaps think of another answer?
I will attempt to. You see him just begin like pondering the question.
Like, do the lights start kind of like moving a little bit intense?
Yeah,
CPU processing.
Yep.
And he's not calling anybody out. Anybody can kind of answer as they are willing.
Yeah, Hideaki kind of like takes like a pause to like look over at Overnoser for a second, and then just says, well, I'm a representation of my village. I've been chosen, which is why Overnoser is here, and I am in the pursuit of greater knowledge and know-how, and because I've read all the books at my village and I ran out.
You are a representation of your village? And
That's
are
what they
you your search for knowledge?
I think that's an aspect of it.
That is very valid.
It's complex.
He paused. If
Arafe
you
looks
are...
is very confused by this question.
And he sees this and he kind of raises a hand. That is all right. I may have asked a lot in that first one. You do not need to answer. You may ponder it. That is all right. Perhaps we'll move on to something a little bit more real, tangible.
Ark will kind of interrupt at this point, if that's okay, and just kind of missing the whole tone of the situation and say, I believe I can answer much like Hideaki and their companion did. I was built to come here, and now I am here.
Is that all that you believe you are?
Yes.
He takes that answer with a smile and a nod. All right, now, as I see this question was a little much to ask of you first, I do want to encourage you that there are no wrong answers. And I am here to see how you process, how you consider and approach the challenges that I am going to bring to you. Now, he procures a candle. Can you light this candle without flint or matches?
Everybody pulls up their spells.
What did I prepare today?
Arafe actually steps forward and goes, one does not need a candle. And she'll just put her hands out and 4 globes will appear around her. And then she herself will start to glow slightly.
Oh!
Go, one does not need candles.
Now, that is a suitable alternative. However, this candle remains unlit. Does anyone have any other possibilities? And ask questions too, like out of character, like if you want to look around you, what you can find, things like that.
Is there any fire nearby?
Fire,
Like torches,
no.
like in sconces or anything like that?
Right, no, because it is daytime, but it's just raining everywhere, and you're not kind of near any inside buildings right now, so you're kind of like in the immediate vicinity where you think you can like run and come back. You don't spot any fire.
Okay.
I'm looking stuff up.
Arafe is going to lean over to Hideaki. Does your dragon breathe fire?
Yeah, I was having to think about that for a second. I've actually never tried it out, yet. Yeah, actually. But how many people aside from us, are around us at this point? Within say 30 feet.
Not specific.
While so you've been here for long enough that, like, on the occasion, like, there's like because you're in one of the archways, which is the entrance to the Magaambya campus, and actually on Roll20, if you guys take a look, you have like an overhead view of these sort of like circular terraced view of where the Magaambya is. So like you're kind of like on one of those paths, and occasionally someone has been walking by, and from further away you do see kind of like students running to and from, ducking from the rain. In the immediate 30-foot radius, there is currently around.
Okay. So
though Teacher Ott is holding the candle.
That is a very good point. So I'll kind of look at Overnosa for about 2 or 3 seconds. So yes, but I need you to be away from the candle.
Certainly. Would you like it? And we'll hand it to you.
Yeah, sure. And then I'll put it down on the ground. And
this is gonna be good.
Yeah. And I'll kind of wait, like put my hands out, kind of like so. All right, Overnosa, let's show them what we're about. And I'll have Overnosa breath weapon.
Ooh, all right. And can he do that unlimited times a day?
Oh, well, let's see. Because I don't know the answer to that.
There won't be a candle after this.
Right. Hey.
Something will be on fire. Okay.
Yes, I can do it once per hour.
Oh, sweet. Okay. Overnosa, who had been kind of just like settled down, like just like a lazy cat, honestly.
Right.
He kind of like, certainly, and he says it out loud. All of you here say this, and he stands up and gives you this look and goes, "It's a little overkill." And then he just turns and breath weapons. So yeah. So how much damage does the breath weapon do?
Well, that's appropriate. It's a D6 of fire damage, and I rolled a 1.
Yes.
Okay. So Overnose is feeling
he knows.
Yeah, he's feeling a little show-offy actually right now. You know. I got this, and he like purses his lips and just lets out like a jet. Now, the top half of the candle is definitely like gone, but there is a little bit of melty wax candle left with a lit flame. Takalu, kind of who had stepped back into the rain, comes back in and is just like, excellently done.
Hideaki's like right behind Overnosa, just just beaming, absolutely beaming.
Tal is clapping. Tal is
That was really good.
Absolutely applauding.
I didn't roll a reflex save for the candle, but
Shame.
Fair enough.
shame, really.
Really, we would have tied the room together. Hey!
Ark's not clapping, but Waffles is 100% happy with that.
Fair enough. I'll take it.
I am both in character and out of character.
Excellent. I'm very, very glad to see you gain in that confidence. I think that was very well done. Perhaps I can ask another question, a little less grand. What do you seek at the Magaambya? I believe, Hideaki, you've touched on it. I do believe I understood.
He just kind of nods.
Sorry, go
Well,
ahead.
it. My grandmother really wanted me to come, to learn more about, well, magic and things of that nature. We didn't have a lot of chances to learn more on the road.
He smiles kindly at you and nods. I do hope you find that here. We have knowledge aplenty. He looks a little curiously at you, Ark.
Ark, the eyes finally landing upon them, says, "Should I answer the previous question first? I never had a chance."
By all means.
You see, without a smile, much like I have on my face, Ark, like, points at the candle, and the candle becomes under the effect of the light spell, and it just shines light. And he goes, "The candle is lit."
Suppose that is an interpretation, much like Araface.
And what do I seek?
Yes. Here at the Magaambya.
I seek whatever the school has to offer, and the future after that.
That is admirable in its own right. Araface, are you comfortable answering?
I've lost quite a bit. They tell me that I once was a great healer. I can no longer do it as efficiently, and I'm just hoping to regain that so I can be more of a benefit to my village again.
And that is admirable as well, and I do hope that we can help you with that.
I have no doubt.
All right, on to another fun activity. And he kind of turns around, and he coos out of the archway, and he's like, "Hmm." And he coos forth a little blue quail, tame enough that it's kind of like willing to wander close, but not too close. Can you get a feather from this bird without plucking one? It's wandering about like the courtyard outside the archway.
You see, Ark step up for a second, ponders, looks at the quail, and says, "No, I cannot."
That is a valid answer. Although, I do believe that you could try and find a way. Do you wish to try before you give that answer?
No. My chances of failure are much higher than success. I will not.
Very well.
So, did he bring this quail into existence, or did it come from somewhere?
No, it was like wandering around the courtyard, and he could.
Okay. Alright, this is Star being an idiot. Do quails fly?
I think
You
they
think
kind
I
of
don't know?
I
don't
feel like
think
they
so.
do.
range. They're like a more like how chickens technically can fly.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's on that level.
It's a
I don't-
equivalent of a chicken in this world.
Like a
That's what it is.
I don't know. Have you ever seen the cuckoos from Legend of Zelda? Those things
Yo.
They
can fly crazy.
mess you up.
Fuck those motherfuckers.
Don't get offended.
Oh God!
You don't-
Someone
don't
said
get
that
feathered
they.
for them.
Someone said they pictured the quail coming out of his mouth. No.
A quail.
That's amazing. Head canon is different.
Interpretations.
So I guess
Right?
Arafe would like to look around to see if she can find like a nest that it may have come from.
Yeah. Go ahead and make me a perception check.
Is this the first roll?
First roll!
First roll.
All right, let's see what we get for first roll. Don't. 19 total.
All right.
Hey!
Excellent. Not like 19 total, not natural 19.
19 total.
So yeah, so you look around and I'm gonna try to map here that makes sense. You are there. We'll kind of put you guys like pretend that you're somewhere here, and that there's an archway somewhere there. And
Can I ask where it's here?
yeah, I pinged it. I'm so sorry. It's kind of like top right. On the
Yeah,
map.
northeast. Northeast.
Northeast. So while you do have some buildings, you're kind of like along that campus area, and there is a little outcropping of trees a bit away across this little courtyard. Of all, like, you don't see the nest from where you are, but like of all the areas that it would be there.
Okay. I would head over to that tree then and actually look for that to see if there is a nest there that has a quail feather in it.
Yeah, absolutely. So as Arafe kind of like walks off across the courtyard, is anybody else doing anything here first?
Tal is just gonna like slowly walk towards the quail.
Yeah. So
Because the instructions were to get a feather without
Plucking it. Right?
without plucking one, right?
right.
So as you try to get closer to it, it is kind of like it'll let you get like only so close before it ducks away, but it's not like super scared of you. Maybe if you like are you trying to just get it even.
No, I want to get to it as close to it as I can. So like Tal will like squat down with like their hands on their knees, and do the thing where you're trying to call for like a cat, like hold a hand out, and I think at the same time Nim the ferret is looking curiously and will like kind of skitter down, and like if my hand is out, Nim is like down here like sniffing.
Okay, I will let you choose. Do you want to make like a nature check or a diplomacy check to kind of like attitude versus like animal handling?
I would like to do a diplomacy check, please. My intention, by the way, and I will communicate this to my familiar via our mental link, is I want my familiar to go and pluck a feather from this quail.
Yeah. Are you actually holding anything out, like food or anything, or is it like a pretending that there's something here?
No, you know what? I probably would have some like a little pouch of like trail mix equivalency of like little meats and berries. I try to keep like dried meats and berries and nuts and stuff in there for my familiar because they love that stuff. So I probably would have some of that and pull it out.
Yeah, so go ahead and make me a diplomacy check, and then Arafe, meanwhile, as you are approaching that area, can you make me a survival check to kind of look through the tree area? Tree. That's a word.
That's a dirty 20 for me.
I got a 17.
Golden
All
snitch.
Right. So you are, Arafe, looking for the nest.
Yeah.
But you don't even have to, because before you find the nest, you can tell that the bird does wander around here, typically also getting away from the rain. And so like kind of like in underbrush, like by a little bush, there's like a feather that was caught on the bush. And so you can totally find it. And then you said a 17 toe? Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah. I mean, it's curious what you got in your palm there. Gonna come a little closer, just a little closer, and it starts like pecking at what you have in your hand.
Cool.
is-
And once it's like engrossed in what I'm doing, I'm going to Nim say essentially go pluck one of its feathers. Do it. Do it now.
Do it.
With
Okay. Well, I want to make it a flat dex. Hold on. Let's have some fun. What's up?
Sorry, I was
How
just
dare
gonna-
we have fun.
I was gonna offer that there was thievery, which is usually like a hand dexterity.
Like sleight of handy. Yeah. Can they make a sleight of hand check for me? Thievery. As I call it, the opposite of what Waffles just said.
You know what you said? I'm gonna call it something different.
hey, you're
My
the GM. Yep, exactly.
I realize familiars, do they get like standard stats? Because it didn't. I don't.
Yeah. So
See them,
I
okay.
think the way it works is hold on.
I know save modifiers and AC and such are the same.
Yes. So the nice thing about, by the way, y'all, if anybody ever is trying their hand, Pathfinder2e, free online resource, Archives of Nethys. A super huge shout out to them. They work with Paizo, and they every time like a new book uploads, they like work to get it all on the internet for free for you. It's super handy. So, anyways, look at Archives of Nethys, but that's where we're gonna look. I'm gonna search from Familia, and I know witches are a little special, but they do go by basic familiar operation.
Mm-hmm.
Saving throws, train, nope. Hold, please.
It doesn't have her use its own ability modifiers.
It uses
Is
your
what
own.
it says. I guess. Yeah.
Okay,
if it
your
attempts an
familiar
attack roll.
save-
Yeah.
Go ahead.
If it attempts an attack roll or other skill check, it uses your level as a modifier. It doesn't have its own ability modifiers and can never benefit from item bonuses.
Okay. Okay, yeah. So there's a couple of things, right? Perception, acrobatics, and stealth
Mm-hmm.
are equal to you,
Yes.
and it does have the modifier,
yes.
but it doesn't have anything else. Okay, cool. So it would be just go ahead and roll a flat d20 and add your level, which is 1.
Which is 1. Ba-da-bum-bum.
For
Total of
now.
8.
Okay, so it is kind of like drops from you, the way it was kind of like draped on you, and it comes down your arm, circling around. And the bird is very hesitantly like, okay, I'm eating, I'm chilling, it's good food. I don't really like these raisins, but okay, cool food. And then he gets that, or they, what is actually your...
It doesn't have a
Okay.
gender. There's no gender to it.
So Nim like goes to lunge for it, being like, now is my time to shine. I'ma make my mama proud. And it lunges, but the bird just freaks out. And it just squawks, flaps its wings, and runs away from you out into the courtyard again. Fortunately. However, and interrupt if anybody else is doing anything at this time. I would say that Arafe is now proudly wielding a feather as they return.
Tal looks
feather,
very
without
disappointed,
plucking.
by the way.
I think seeing that arc would head that direction.
Oh, just one of you would suffice, but if you wish to do it yourself as well.
Let him have it.
Of course. By all means. Are you gonna look for your own feather?
Yes.
Go ahead and make a survival check.
All right. My -1 here.
Yes.
11 for a 10.
Okay. You're looking around. And this is hard for you, because you know that one found one here. It has to be here somewhere looking. Now, she didn't verbalize what she was looking for. Like, you're not necessarily looking for a nest, but you're like, okay, is there a feather here somewhere? And you're just looking on, and you don't see one.
Okay. Yeah. He comes back, no emotion on his face. He looks at Arafe for a second, tilts his head very slightly, says, "Did you create that? Or did you find it? Was it the last one?"
May have been the only one that didn't get washed away by the rain.
You see him think for a second. He nods to you and goes to stand back in the position he's been in almost the whole time.
Hideaki kind of raises a finger. You know, if we're patient enough, it's probably gonna molt eventually. So we could just wait this out. But I don't know if you wanna, I don't know what else you got. Any other appointments or?
Birds are.
While I appreciate the creativity, and indeed, perhaps, we could take our time, I think I have received enough answers from this question. Let us move on. Also, go ahead, sorry. Sorry.
Sorry about that.
No, I was just laughing. Sorry.
So as he does this out of character, me, the GM, I just never want Ark to fail. That hurt my heart.
Yeah.
No!
Ark is gonna fail a lot, so get ready.
I can't process failure. This is not happening.
I'm here to be sad forever. Let's go.
Our construct boy must
Let's go.
succeed.
If I could read the amount of negatives my character sheet has, oh man.
Good, great, good.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So let's. I'm having too much fun.
How dare.
Once.
How dare you?
I know.
How dare you have fun as the GM? This is our show.
All right. Well, we'll let our friend the quail here continue on its daily life, and he kind of
waves at it.
Admirable attempt, though. Although your little one perhaps a little less deft. Yet he'll learn. They'll learn. It'll learn. I'm sorry. Now, don't be alarmed. And he kind of reaches in to his pocket and presents this very small, harmless Garundi shovel snout snake. You know those little ones with really cute little nostril noses? They're squish face. And it has this distinctive scale pattern to it. Can you get a secret from this snake? And he'll present it, like if somebody wants to hold it or look at it, they are welcome to. And you can tell he's like kind of smiling because he likes this. Because Syrup likes this one.
Yeah, Hideaki's just like staring at it, like studying, as if trying to like just have it like a download folder. Just give it to me.
Yeah. Do you want to?
Oh, you go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
Hideaki, looking at it like as intently as you are, do you want to kind of like make a perception or nature check? Do you want to handle it? Looking it over?
He'll like hesitate and like slowly but surely, like as it's assuming it's not like gonna like lash out at him, he'll eventually
just look it over.
And he'll firstly in common, he'll say, what is your greatest secret? And then if there's not a response, he will... I'll let you actually first. Sorry, go ahead.
It lifts its snout as you... Are you taking it from Teacher Ott, or are you just kind of like...
Yeah,
okay.
I'm like bringing it like in. Yeah, right here.
Yeah, so it's in your palm. It's like tiny. It's like real small.
Okay.
In your palm. And it lifts its head. It sticks its little tongue out, tasting the air. Doesn't say anything.
Okay.
I also give a moment. Did Tal, you said you were going to do something.
I am, but I'll let Hideaki.
Okay.
Because I would want, whenever you're done, Tal looks
Yeah.
like, it's just kind of like bouncing slightly on her haunches, just like waiting. Waiting for her chance with the snake.
Yeah, and I'll, for the sake of brevity, I'm gonna run through every language that I know and ask the same question. Celestial, Draconic, Shadow Tongue, Undercommon. Just
Oh my god! When you speak in Shadow Tongue though, Tal's ears just like perk up.
I perk up when you're talking to him. It's like, ah.
Why do you all know this?
we're students, baby. We read the
listen.
books.
You know Shadow Tongue.
Wait. Arc 2. Do you know
Arc 2.
Shadow Tongue?
No, I have like 9 languages, but I don't know Shadow Tongue.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, you're making
I
me
have,
fail.
like,
Had
none.
secret language knocked
Listen,
down.
I have 4 extra languages. I just happened to pick that one.
Arc 2, run home real quick and download that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
as well.
right, exactly, right.
We gotta go to the market. We gotta find the USB plug-in.
For now, we'll just tack up another failure for Octi.
Party
Why did you do that, Waffles? You hurting us. You're just hurting us. We all just take 1 point of psychic damage every time, aren't we?
Every time.
Yes. By the way, Arafe, as the snake is kind of presented and it like changes hands and you kind of are looking at it, the wind is there's wind is blowing. It's probably the wind, but like you just hear the faintest like echo to yourself of interesting. That's it. Go ahead, Hideaki.
So, last thing, and then, okay, look, we don't have all day. You just need to show up this time. And he'll like kind of begin to conjure a spell, and but actually, you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna cast Daze.
Oh. All right. What does the snake have to do for days?
So it let's see. Needs to make a will save.
Snake do to you.
So yeah.
All right.
Let's do it. I was gonna like threaten it, but I was like, nah, you know.
Okay. It kind of it starts moving more than it did before, and it starts wriggling, and it kind of like and tries to kind of go off of your hands. Takulu like goes back and like takes it back from you. An interesting attempt. Anybody else?
I needed to figure out what the line was. I think I found it.
Indeed.
And it'll kind of like as the teacher takes it back, I'll kind of like pat it, like almost like just like sorry.
All right. Anybody doing anything for the little sneku?
I want the snake. What the snake? What did it?
He'll hand it over to you.
Tal looks at the snake. How's the snake feeling after all of? How's snake? How's snake be? How's snake?
Snake is okay. He didn't like that, but it didn't affect him, so it's okay.
Okay, I think Tal will like kind of like pat its head a little bit and like very quietly whisper to it, it's okay. I'll share something with you and then you can share something with me. And we'll guide kind of the head of it to her head, and I want to cast Join Pasts.
Oh my god. Okay. What is can you ping this spell for me?
Yes.
Y'all are blasting this.
Cool cantrip, y'all. It's a really cool one.
So it's two willing creatures. Cool. Yeah. With touches to the target's foreheads, you bring them in mental communion. The target can share thoughts and experiences, but not words. Oh.
Mm-hmm. So what I would...
Nailed it.
Yeah. So I would try to translate to it feelings of wonder and curiosity, with a little bit of secrecy, and I would share with it the moment that I met Nim, because I remember that moment, and it was a good one.
All right. So I will say it's willing creature. It's not, you haven't harmed her or anything like. And it's interesting. So when you receive their thoughts, and experiences, you notice something. None of it is visual. Okay, what you're receiving is like scents and tastes, and it's like a summer rain and things like that.
Aesthetic.
It's like the feel of like grass and like cloth and things like that. And you realize the snake can't see. It's blind.
Towel pull it away and just kind of look at it and very softly but deliberately touch it and give it a little pat, and hand it back, and say, it sees a lot without having the ability to see.
He's Teacher Ott is very warm, proud smile right now, and he nods his head and says, "That was excitingly done. Very well done."
Tao's glowing.
Now, would anybody else like to try? Because this snake has plenty of secrets to share if you wish to try your own.
No, I just want to tell him I'm really sorry. I didn't know that I was going to do. I just wanted to try something. I'm really sorry.
Of course, I don't know that he understands you, but I'm sure he knows in his heart that there was no harm meant.
Okay. And if you're just trying to make me feel better, it's working.
And it is an option, guys. If you wish to, you can. You do not have to. If anybody else has anything else they want to do with this snake.
Pull up all the snake's dirty little secrets. Let's go.
Ark will not touch it, but give it a scrutinizing look over. Whatever you want to call that, if there's even a check for that.
Yeah. I have a question. Are you looking at it in a very physical, looking over its physicality, or you want to look over it spiritually or like that?
Physical for sure.
Okay. Then go ahead and make me either a perception check or a nature check.
As he's walking over, because I do feel bad about him not finding the feather, even though he tried, I'm going to just put my hand down. I'm going to go, "You got this, Ark, too." And I'm going to cast Guidance.
Hey!
So, +1 stat bonus to an attack roll, perception check, saving throw, or skill check.
Okay.
Alright.
I'll take the +1 on this perception. And you'll see them turn towards you for a second, and almost purposely loud enough for Teacher Ott to hear, he says, "Thank you. I do believe that is the purpose of this, for us to work as a team and succeed." And then he'll look over the snake.
Make that perception.
That is a 12 total.
A 12.
Hey, I had a +2 to this one. and a guidance.
I mean, you're staring at it, and you specified you did not want to touch it. So it looks like a very cute, harmless, Garundi shovel snout snake with a distinctive scale pattern. Unfortunately, you didn't spy anything else on it.
All right. For not wanting to fail, because that is Ark in a nutshell, not wanting to fail.
Yes.
he will just look it over, and I'm going to cast the cantrip Approximate. You can
Interesting.
feel free to tell me if it does not work like this.
I also just want to remind you do have a hero point.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Nah, I'm into this
Use it
story.
on the snake.
I mean, like, if you really don't want to fail. Oh, really quick with hero points, and just so everybody knows, those chicky nuggies it's a long story. It's actually something from Starfinder campaign, but if you see the syrup drops, they're called chicky nuggies or chicken nuggets. So that's what I'm referring to if you ever see that. But the way they work, it's not a D&D advantage, okay? It is you roll again and you get the second roll, whatever, even if it's... All right, go ahead.
Got it.
Oh, that's fine. So the cantrip Approximate, again, feel free to tell me if it does not work like this. It says, your magic quickly flows over an area to help you count and catalog. Name a particular type of object you are looking for within an area. So what I want to do, and for example, you could look at a pile of 180 copper coins, and you would learn that it held about 200 coins.
Interesting.
Yeah, I felt like this really fit Arc.
Yeah, that's super cool.
So what I want to do is, you said it had a distinctive like scale pattern, is I want to be able to pick out like how many scales it has on its body, like approximate them. And just for a chance of giving an answer in it. Like basically Arc's plan is to come back to the teacher and be like, the snake has approximately blah 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 scales.
Yes.
You go to the zoo.
So it's a small little snake, so we'll say that it has like all scales. We'll say that it has approximately like 53 scales on it. But can you ping that real quick for me?
Absolutely.
Because do you have to specifically pick, name a particular type of object you're looking for, and you gain an instant estimate of the quantity. It's a quantity.
Yeah, it's a cantrip, so I can do it all I want. It's called approximate, so it's a quantity. I can't
Yeah,
find
and it's
like
not
a scar
it's not exact,
or something.
yeah.
Like.
Yeah.
One snake.
But it's interesting that it held 200. Wait, okay. Anyways, cool. So yeah, so you could approximate that it has about 50 skills.
Okay. Then Arc would come to the teacher and be like, I believe the snake houses approximately 200. Sorry, not 200. Goodness. Way too many
He gets
skills.
it wrong.
And he gets it wrong and fails again. No. He comes to
Another
the
second damage for us.
He comes to the teacher Ott and says, I believe the snake houses approximately 50 scales on its body. And then nods like, that's an acceptable answer, and begins to walk away.
Very well.
For sake of playing my character, I don't want to hold this up too much, but upon hearing that very well, can I make a sense motive to see what the teacher actually thinks?
Sure,
Nice.
absolutely.
That's cool.
Natural 20.
Natural 20. First daddy.
That's amazing.
Session.
There you go.
Amazing. Okay. You look at Takalu. I keep saying Takalu because I've always mentally read it that way. So Takulu is he doesn't think it's a bad answer. He's not that was weak. He's not thinking anything like that. He looks at it and he receives your answer and he says in his head, that is an interesting approach and it's curious, but it's not wrong because a secret can be defined in many different ways. So I hope that answers. He's interesting. He is interested in your logic and your thoughts. That's what he's doing right now.
Okay. Yeah, just based on that, Arc will go back to his spot. He kind of turns to the teacher for a second and goes, I do not know if you knew that, but if you did not, it is a secret.
That is very true. Secrets can be from many people. It could be a secret to me, and it is not a secret to someone else. Arc, is this difficult for you to not have yes or no answers, to not be able to be right or wrong necessarily?
I think so. Arc is definitely again, he was built and he is for a little look behind the curtain, he's grown up with one person for his entire 5-year life. So he hasn't really been in society, and it was very much during that 5-year life. It was very much, here's a book, learn this, mathematics. This is yes, speak this language. Okay, that's correct. Oh no, that's not. Like,
Yep.
so there was very little anything else. I'm laughing at everyone donating the lore drop challenge because I don't think Syrup's prepared.
No, because that is for our other campaign, but I love y'all.
Tune in on Tuesday on Journeys of Drifts, and I will definitely have one ready since y'all just hit it for no reason.
Tune in Tuesdays.
That's amazing.
Okay, now we're gonna get to break really soon because I'm sure people have to pee. But I just want to give a moment, Arafe. Are you interested in anything?
I think the only thing that she could think to, well, there's two things she could think to do. One thing seems silly to her, but she might do it anyway. But first thing she would do is take a look at the scales to see if, like, the pattern means anything.
Okay. Means anything. Can you make me a... Are you racking your brain for, like, anything that would fit the bill kind of a deal?
Yeah, I mean, there's two things she thought about doing. One of them seemed silly to her, so she probably wouldn't do it, but if she can't figure anything out from this, she'll probably do it anyway.
Sure.
So,
make me a occultism check.
occultism. What is... Oh, occultism starts with O, not an A, dummy. Oh no. That is a 11. Probably not.
Again, you hear that, like, just whisper behind you carried in the wind.
I get it.
But you can't place it, unfortunately.
So, out of a slight frustration and just desperation to try and figure out something because she wants to stay at this school, I will cast Detect Magic to see if the snake is magical.
Alrighty, cast Detect Magic.
Leave me to it.
Yes, so I will cast Detect Magic. I will ping that.
And yes, leveling in this campaign is going to be milestone leveling because that's just nice.
Yes.
Okay,
So I
Detect
receive no information beyond if there is magic present or not within 30 feet of me. But I do detect illusions.
Okay.
If it's lower than level of Detect Magic spell, which I'm doing a cantrip, so...
Right. So... Well, cantrips do have levels, if you recall, but you are level 1, and therefore it is... it's half your level round. But... does anybody have anything magical on them?
Not
My Eidolon?
True.
My
true.
familiar.
Yeah, you do. You can like feel magic coming from those two areas, but that is it. Not on the snake. Nothing else. Unfortunately.
I have nothing. And
that is all right.
Give him the snake back gently.
Teacher, I do have a question.
Yeah.
Something that's been sort of I've been thinking about is I think it was Ark mentioned something about teams. Can you kind of dive into that a little bit? Is that the plan? Are we suddenly like together? Like, is that how things are supposed to work?
Yes.
Was that a lot of questions? Sorry.
No, you're absolutely fine. You have a right to know what your life here will be like. And Overnosa, like, huffs in a way that you know, like you see, like, kind of to you. Yes, when you head to the dormitories, I did have, I'm sure more will be explained to you, but yes, the way we have, I believe, you, just due to the timing of it, be assigned together. You have been chosen to become a cohort. the way cohorts work here are they're groups of initiates, such as yourselves, that share the same class schedule and perquisite work schedule. It just ensures that between the groups of initiates, everybody has a singular day off for rest.
It's right in the word. The load. Yeah, totally. Yeah. All right, cool. Makes sense. And then he doesn't say anything for like a second, and then he looks over and he's like, "What? It's a good question."
All right. I think we will move this along to our final question to let you guys to the dorms and meet some of your fellow initiates. But first, we're gonna go to break.
All right. Oh my God!
All right, guys.
We're doing it.
We're doing it.
Let's go! This is awesome! And
Oh
sir,
gosh!
you're
All
doing
right.
a killer job.
Yeah. I feel like timing. I'm like, I have so many more fun things, but we're just gonna. It's cool.
It's okay. We knew the first episode was gonna be a little long, so we are perfectly fine with this.
Yes.
All right, we're gonna take a quick break.
Oh, dang.
Sorry, I can't. I have a
The
strict time schedule.
audacity.
Is it okay for all you podcasters out there? Anytime somebody says the audacity, I just think of the program.
Yep.
I'm incapable now.
Yeah.
It's like it was an answer to like a crossword puzzle that Waffles and I were doing last night, and I was like, oh no, that's a
I'll double up on that. And there's actually a podcast called The Audacity to Podcast, and
awesome.
and it's about using
It's
about using Audacity to create a podcast.
the puns. Okay, guys. Well, let's take a quick break. We're gonna refresh our drinks. We're gonna pee. We're gonna have just a second to stretch and take care of ourselves. Please, you right there, you do the same. Stretch, hydrate, be amazing, and stick. Be right back. Oh, Waffles, you can say that out loud. Say that. What was that?
I just want to make sure we've had a lot of love, and I was wondering if we wanted to do one of our giveaways for break.
I think that's a good idea. You guys, nobody wants free stuff, right? Like, that's just, why would we?
We should not. We should make them wait the whole time. No, I'm kidding.
And we will. I'll go ahead and tell you this: if Syrup checks off on this giveaway for break, we're definitely doing one for the end too. So stick around.
That's true. We're gonna, like, if we're doing one right now, we're also
one.
Yeah, well,
But
we
maybe
have,
two.
Thanks to the generosity, and I'm not being sarcastic, is how that sounded. Thanks to the generosity of our sponsors, we have a shit ton of stuff to give away. So we're gonna be giving away something now. We're gonna give away something at the end, and we're gonna give away something next session too. So screw it. Dropping
Yes,
giveaways
you should
left and
ban Patch for 15 minutes.
Patch slides into chat. I'm here.
Give everybody a chance, Patch.
Oh my god. Okay, so I'm gonna do a keyword. And we're gonna
You want me to do it? I have it up and everything. So.
well, do you know what word? What are we doing? Guys, somebody here, shout out a word. Tell me. No. Detailed.
Orientation.
Orientation. Yeah.
Orientation. I'm good with that.
Is that hard to spell?
Well,
That is kind of hard to spell.
What if we go O and O?
beginnings.
O-N-O. I love it. O-N-O.
O-N.
Yes.
O-N.
Yeah.
O-N-O.
The letter O,
Oh, no.
the letter N, the letter O as one word.
Oh,
Is
no.
it in there? Wait, before we start, is it in there?
No,
Hold
it's
on.
not there yet.
Hold on. Wait.
Wait.
Holding.
Wait.
I'm
Right.
gonna
Wait.
we're gonna ask Syrup this
Wait.
too.
Are we ducks
We're
now?
playing it
What?
live.
No, we're not rolling it right now.
No,
You're gonna just.
Yeah. I, because of all, like you said, all the amazing generosity from chat, I'm gonna give subscribers 2 times more likely to win this giveaway.
Oh, I've never done that before. Do it. Do it.
Okay. So
But well, Waffles, real quick before you do that, does that mean that if they subscribe right now, like right now, they would get 2x?
Right
yes, absolutely.
Oh,
Yeah, you would have 2 times
Wow.
the chance to win. Oh wait, guys, what can you win? So we're gonna roll this. We're gonna live, okay? After we get back to break, so we're gonna get all of break for you guys to put O-N-O, O, the letter N as in Nancy, because I'm a call center person.
Only one.
And then an O. And you have a chance. We're going to figure out what it's going to be. We're going to roll on a little 1d3 table. You have your own Roll20 full rendition of this campaign that you will, if you want to gift it to somebody else, that's cool. If you want to gift it to your GM, or if you want to GM this. So Roll20 has the full first Kindled Magic Book 1 amazingness all there for you. It's laid out. It's super useful. I've been loving it. So you can get that. You can get an Arcane Spectacles, spelled wrong on Nightbot. Arcane Spectacles, Pathfinder2e spell tracker, an amazing 2e spell tracker for all you high magic campaign users. Or Pathfinder2e beginner box. If it is this is going to be open to everybody because we'll make it even if you're not in the States. If you're not in the States and we roll the Pathfinder beginner box that Paizo so lovingly gave us, you're going to get a digital version. But if you're in the US, you're going to get a nice physical beginner's box and all that. But we'll make it work. Okay, go. O&O in chat. We're going to go to break, and then we'll find out who won on the... Okay.
1.
Okay. Oh my god. We're back. I have to be honest and say that I cried on break.
Aww.
Just a little bit. So as I don't care. But I'm still really well. I was, in GM brain, and I wasn't looking at anything, and I saw hype trains and I saw crazy shit go. I had no idea, but you guys' support has been freaking insane, and I am just in shock because I didn't expect this. Also, we already have fan art. If anybody's not in our Discord, go look at what Lenny posted.
It's incredible.
It's so
It's
good.
amazing and freaking fast, like lightning fast. No, oh my god. No, I'm not gonna cry again. It's cool. We're fine. But thank you guys so much. I'm good. I'm good.
You are good. You're doing amazing.
That's what I'm
No.
saying.
I know we weren't
Thank
supposed
you.
to tell you that, so we decided to tell you that anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you guys are freaking-tastic. All of the words meshed into one. Fan freaking tastic. You hush, David. I
3
see you.
cheers for syrup. Woo!
No. Okay.
Hippie
All
hooray!
right.
Alright, I think we have a giveaway to roll. Actually, 2 dice to roll. 2 die, I should say.
Oh, yes. Okay, so first I'm going to roll a 1d3 to find out what we're going to be giving away.
Yep.
I will say, for the winner, I mean, if you know how to contact us, but if you don't, through Twitch is fine, or on our Discord, wherever works for you, just make sure you find us so we know how to get this to you. If this doesn't fit for you, let's say you get the Strength of Thousands Roll20 and you just don't GM or whatever, just let us know. We will make this work. Okay, so first a 1d3. 1, beginner box. 2, Roll20 Strength of Thousands bundle. 3, Arcane Spectacle Pathfinder2e spell tracker. I think you can pick your own wood and things like that, which will be fun. Okay.
Wood.
Marvelous. Alright, I think I could roll a 1d3 here. What is the command, Waffles? What is it? Exclamation mark?
/R space 1d3. 2.
Dose!
Remember what that was?
It was the Roll20 Strength of Thousands Kindled Magic.
Heck yeah. With all the characters, character art included, all the maps included. So if you play on Roll20 at all, it is everything you need to start.
Heck yes. All the maps, by the way, to size, and all the tokens with dynamic lighting. It's amazing. You'll get to see more of it soon. Alright, Waffles, are you ready to roll?
Yeah. I'm ready to roll to see who gets this giveaway. Are we ready?
Do it.
3,
Yeah.
2, 1.
John Wiki.
John Wiki.
Yay!
John, just confirm that you're here in chat kindly. And then just shoot us a message. Twitch works. Oh, yay.
Yay!
Woo! Super congrats. Yeah, shoot us a message. We will, I think, we'll find out later. Do
sure.
I need your email? Maybe. I will find out.
Yeah, we'll figure it all out between Roll20 and John and us. Don't forget, another giveaway at the end of all this. But we still have plenty of school to get through. Class isn't over.
Class is
Class is
ascension,
not
damn it.
Class is in session.
Before we get too far into it, did you all see that Arc 2 did get another hero point before we went on break?
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
No.
It was
Oh.
before everybody like dogpiled onto the world lore
okay.
thing.
That's amazing.
Actually, I can manage award requests, so I don't have to go through all of this and find out. All right, let's see. Awarding Owlbear Nuggets. Ooh, David, Arc 2. Carrick, to the GM, kill the younglings. Mystic, GM, she needs a stockpile. Cooper, for the GM, can we get a few down? Session 1. Oh, Lord.
Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy.
All right, I have 3. And Arc. Which actually, that puts you at your max 3. So just so everybody in chat and we know, you can have a max of 3 at any given point in time. Otherwise, you got to start using. Cool.
Yep.
Sexy. All right. Let's get back into it. All right. So you've gone through a variety of questions, and it continues a little bit. Like he might ask you, what do you consider your greatest strength? What work have you done to bolster those in and around the Magaambya before now? Some more specific questions, some more what's the word? What's like
Generalized.
brain, like next, like I'm just thinking of the meme where your brain's next level. Cool. Those types. Yeah, the brain.
The brain explosion questions.
the
Oh,
cerebral.
God, I have it,
questions.
and I deleted it accidentally.
Yeah,
from my brain.
yeah, that's
Got rid of everything
ADHD
except
for you
cool,
right
school
there.
and
Oh, I
bragging.
know, right? Oh my God.
It's just, it's either there or it's not, and it's not.
I'm in this photo and I don't like it.
Okay. All right. But, and he does a couple more like physical things as well. Odd things. Can you make this stone dance by itself? Odd things. And you continue as you have been. Sometimes succeeding, sometimes not. Sometimes getting very creative. Which he appreciates. And something you realize very early on is he encourages the creative use of Dane abilities. It doesn't have to, all the answers don't have to be of a, oh, what's the spell that I need here, right? And it's very clear that he just encourages all of those things. He believes that there's magic in everyday solutions as well. He's a good soul. But now it comes time to wrapping this up, this orientation of... And he conjures in front of him magically this time. You see 6 symbols before you. Which do you choose? It's a simple question, simpler than it has been up until now. Now, he wants each and every one of you to make a decision. But please, make this decision for yourself. Do not base your decision on those around you. Each of you will choose first, and then I will show you. The symbols you have before you. They appear as sigils in the air, flickering. The first is a flickering candle. The second, balanced scales. The third, a multi-pronged key. The fourth, pursed lips. The 5th, an open hand. And the 6th, a running hourglass. I'll repeat those if you need it. Arc 2. Which do you choose?
May I ask a question?
You may, though I may not answer.
What do these symbols represent?
They represent what you choose.
Does R2 waits a minute, hoping another answer comes, like more of an answer, like the teacher's gonna continue.
If he does sort of relax a little, seeing that, like, not puppy dog eyes, but that arc look.
Like Ark just stares and waits for like 10 seconds.
The
like,
blank slate. They will help kindle your innate magical. That may not be the answer you so wish, but if you do not wish to choose and you need more time to think, we can give you that.
If I pick one, may I change you later?
No.
Understood. And then he walks over to the hourglass.
Runs away.
He sprints away home with a piece of toast in his mouth.
All right. You chose hourglass?
Yes.
All right. Perfect. Arafe.
She looks at them for a little while, but she does, well, she feels like it's a while. This is actually fairly quickly. But she finds herself going to the same image. Oh, yes.
I'm so sorry. I missed. The open hand has an eye in the palm. My bad.
Oh my god, I changed my choice.
If that changes everything, then you can take it.
Changes everything.
I'm just kidding.
Everything.
He still picks the hourglass.
Okay. Sorry. Arafe.
No.
Go back to the one that you were.
And she isn't really sure herself even why, but she grabs the balance scales.
Hideaki.
I look at Overnosa. What do you think? What do we think?
I think we think. What you think? No, kidding. Sorry, I had to.
Oh, yes,
I'm like, we're here.
I understand.
I was like, that was deep.
It came to me. This is your decision to make.
I can't pick two?
No.
All right. And I'll jump high five the open hand with an eye in it.
It phases through because it's a sigil in the air.
Just so you know, Candle was number two. Number two.
How?
Tal is looking very nervous. Because to peel back the curtain a little bit, Tal's never really made decisions for themselves for the purposes of making them for themselves. And this is the first, like, they're trying to keep in mind that the teacher said to, think for yourself and not about, like, what other people have chosen. And she's trying to fight that real hard because that's exactly what she's doing.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Yes.
Would this be on like Tal's face at all? Like, do you think Ark would be able
Oh
to
yes,
recognize it?
Tal wears like all emotion on their face.
Okay.
And she's like nervously fidgeting with like all of the rings that they have on their fingers and everything.
Sure. Ark is usually quick to act, and I think Ark seeing Tal like maybe not even hesitate, but like be the last to act and everything else. Ark would walk up to Tal and just kind of look down at them for a second and say, I believe you should be drawn to one. Just pick.
I think the thing to remember is there's not a wrong answer here. It doesn't seem like there's one. Just what do you feel?
Hulu nods, also very, very proud of that statement, and he gives you this very kind smile, Arafe. Like, that is very correct.
You can even stack rank them if you want to. It helped me.
If you do not wish to choose, that is a decision.
No, I'll choose one. And she, like, her eyes glance over to the candle, and they kind of pass over the open, or like the pursed lips and the scales, and it stops on the hourglass, and like her head kind of cocks aside a little bit, and one of her ears kind of twitches, and she'll like point to that one and then walk over to it.
Wonderful. Very well. As you each make your choice, they're like the sigils in the air, they spark like a brighter. And if multiple of you have chosen the same symbol, that's perfectly fine. You know, they kind of like splits in two, and it floats over to you. And it just into you.
I'm just kidding.
And he smiles as you cough up blood.
Welcome to
Unveils
school.
the curtain.
TPK achieved.
Question session.
Make a will saving throw.
Hey,
All right. Who chose the flickering candle? Did anybody?
Nobody.
Nobody. Okay. We have a few scales, right? Who picked scales? Okay.
Not me.
The-
I was saying one. Sorry.
Oh.
Just me. Just Eric.
Okay. And it's funny because you feel this magic surge in you. Now we're gonna have to make an adjustment on this one. I do believe you already have guidance cantrip.
Yes.
Okay. So typically you would gain guidance as a primal innate spell. Primal, mind you. I don't know if you have it for arcane, I think. But we'll double check. We're gonna work together. We'll find another cantrip that's not on your spell list that seems appropriate, and we'll definitely get you that. Anybody pick the key?
no.
No lock pickers here. No, I'm kidding. Pursed lips. Where's the love for the pursed lips? Okay, fine. Open
weird.
hand with an eye in the palm. Cool thing. This creepy thing. Not creepy at all. You gain shield as an arcane innate spell.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
That's a very good one.
As a reminder, what's up?
I said that's a very good one.
It's very
Yeah.
good.
As a reminder for innate spells, if you are not a charisma caster, it does use charisma fire, but I don't think it matters for you. And then the running hourglass.
Myself and Taliatia.
Perfect. Both of you. It was a running hourglass. Sand running through it. Both of you gain stabilize as a primal innate.
I think
Perfect
Mark
for
has
us
no
species.
clue what happened.
Yes. You feel the magic like have an effect, right? You feel the little tingling in your veins and everything. and you are free to experiment with recalling that feeling and trying to manifest whenever you see fit. And what this does for you all, just in terms of like peeling back the curtain a little bit, and I think this is just really interesting how they handled this. This is a very high magic campaign. Not everybody would necessarily make a spellcaster for it either. You know, I know we ended up doing that, but they also are going to have all of you at level 2. The way this Strength of Thousands is done is everybody acquires a druid or wizard multi-class archetype at level 2, which is awesome. But for this, because you're still at level 1, it's a way for you all to have an innate of magic throughout your time until you pick that multi-class. So basically the way it works is that you're going to keep this cantrip until you learn to cast another cantrip from any other. Typically that would be level 2. But right now this spark is carried inside you until it is something else. And I think that's super cool.
Nice.
All right. Well, it is getting longer than I intended to keep you. I do have one final question. At the Magaambya, as I smack my table, at the Magaambya, we seek to understand our differences. Where others might dismiss a trait as irrelevant or trouble, we understand that the things that make us unique in life are key to who we are as people. And it is who we are as people that defines our magic. Sometimes it is things that are different about us, things that societies have taught us to hate, that show our talent what it might be. To the north, people say children with white or red hair have strong potentials for magic. Here in Atanbu, we recognize that left-handed people are skilled at undoing. One student of mine is terrified of butterflies, even though he considers it ridiculous. Yet in exchange for this fear of fluttering whimsy, he has one of the most orderly minds for games and strategy that I have ever seen. Sometimes we do not understand our magic. Kind of looks at you, Erife. And that lack of understanding causes pain. People who are uncomfortable in their own skins are incredible shape changers, but often feel unsettled until they recognize the shape they're meant to be. Those who feel an urge to jump from high places often become frightened of them. But they're simply channeling the untrained will to fly. Sometimes our talents are not revealed by means, and his face kind of becomes somber. One student here had a family who planned her life out to death. Punishing her when she deviated the slightest bit. She only found freedom in the thought of her grave, and as a result, the dead began to speak to her. Here she has the freedom to choose her own path, but her necromancy remains strong. You don't have to share, but I want you to ask yourself, what about you defines you, even if others rarely notice it? Is there something inside you that pulls at you, perhaps defying rational explanation? Thus I return to my first question. And he kind of looks at you, Ark. Who are you? And how can that person best be guided to grow?
Art takes a second and then finally speaks up. I believe that is why I'm here. I do not know. Yet, this school is how I can be guided. If that is insufficient, I will leave.
No. And he gives you a very warm smile. It actually pleases me greatly to hear you say that. I hope you find your answers here, and I welcome you to stay.
Understood.
Like I said, you do not have to answer. But if you do not answer, I simply ask what you think about it.
So those students that you mentioned, can you write their names down? I would love to chat with them at some point. Um, it seems like there's a lot that we could learn from each other.
Absolutely, and I encourage you to do so. I do not wish to share what they are not ready to share with you.
Yeah, it's personal information. Sure, I got it totally.
But they are here, and I'm sure you all will meet plenty of new faces.
Dance.
Is it fair to say from just a simplicity standpoint that I just want to prove us right, and I'm looking at Ubernoza as well as myself, and prove one person wrong? Is that selfish, or is that just motivation?
What is?
Just part of answering who we are. Maybe that's something for you to think about.
Knowing yourself and knowing how you may best be guided, bro, is not selfish. Knowing yourself is something I wish to guide you all into, because I feel that it allows for a level of understanding and of learning that is unparalleled, and not enough of the world out there has the liberty to do so. So I hope to guide you in a learning environment, all of you, where you can learn about yourself and grow more than you ever dreamed of.
Okay. I'm satisfied, more than satisfied with that. Oh, that reminds me. So far, orientation-wise, 8.5 out of 10.
Thank you. I will have an answer the next time that question is asked. Arafe, Taliatia, will you think on this?
Tal's eyes are like really squinting, and they're kind of looking off into like the middle downish distance. They have this just, they're concentrating so hard, and like almost to the point where it looks like it hurts. They're getting so hard.
Don't hurt yourself.
Yeah, and Arafe is like, as they are talking, it's one of those, like, this whole time she has had that kind of like pleasant smile on her face, and for the first time the smile is still there, but you see some kind of sadness kicking into her eyes, and she just says, "I'll work on it."
No rush. Come, you have been standing here in the rain long. Follow me, and he will walk you all over through the campus and kind of just waves you all over to this one building. We will part ways here, but this is the Spire dormitory over there. I'm sure there are some students there to welcome you in. This will be your assigned dormitory. Go settle in, make friends. Your first week, I'm sure, will be an adventurous one.
Thank you.
A question, just the first. How long does this usually take?
What take, dear?
Education?
A few years? Depends on what your level of education you...
Oh,
The way we work here at the Magaambya is through a variety of levels. You are starting off as an initiate in your first year. There is a masking ceremony which will bring you to the next level. You will learn all about it through classes. There's a lot to learn here. Kind of puts a hand on your shoulder, like seeing you kind of like very uncomfortable. It'll be all right. You have those around you to support you.
she smiles.
And if you ever need me, and he'll tell you, I can't find it right now, but he'll tell you what building, his office is, and you can always go talk to him if you need it.
Mm-hmm.
Dun-da-da! Okay, we're going.
Bum-ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Sorry, that's
I will.
copyright.
No, we're gonna be muted.
Oh,
I
Level
do. I do want to take a moment and give that moment if needed. I mean, you're all here. You all, Teacher Ott, who is walking away now. Tal, definitely reacted to that, and you did hear that question. If anybody does see that, but if you wish to just go over to the Spire dormitory, that is 100% okay.
Seeing that, hey, if it makes you feel better, Overdose is like 4,000 something. 4,000 something years old. So a couple of years is nothing.
are you concerned about the time?
No, it is fine. I was surprised. That's all. And she smiles.
That's fair.
Art kind of looks over and says, well, anything of quality does take time.
You're right.
Doesn't mean the heart doesn't want it to go a little faster.
Can I do a sense motive? Because I'm just these are not connecting the dots. The dots are not connecting for me.
On Arc? Or
No,
who?
on Tao.
Tao?
Tao, gotcha.
Yeah.
On
yeah.
me? On
Yep.
Widow on me?
The other one, you.
Whatever
Yep.
for?
Whatever for, Miss Sumia.
Yeah.
I don't know what you put me in.
Where did my?
So
where'd that
sense
go?
motive is just perception here. Perception is used for a lot of.
Okay, cool.
Perceive me.
Yeah,
I
for-
just
perceive.
that was my old Pathfinder 1 knowledge.
Yeah,
Well, it's fine. It's probably terrible. Where the hell is perception on my?
It's a
It's-
big part. It'll be a big block because
there we
it's
go.
such a
I found it.
widely
Yep.
used skill.
Yeah.
Can
I
I
got it
just
now. Cool.
can I just say my favorite thing about anybody ever playing Pathfinder for the 2E for the first time is, where's my perception?
Yeah.
That's
It-
all I hear ever. and it's my
Everybody asks
favorite
it,
thing.
honestly.
Actually, you did tell me that actually one
Just,
time. Yeah.
Just
Anyway.
a quick rules like dump for people that don't know too, that like are listening for the first time or something, coming from 5e, etc. Perception is used for investigation, sense motive, perception itself, and most of the time, like 90% of the time, initiative. So it is a big
Makes
skill
sense.
in Pathfinder 2e.
It's a big one. Alright,
Big one.
what
So
you got?
all that being said, a big 9.
You do have a hero point if you want to use it.
That's true.
You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna.
First hero point.
Mostly because
That was-
I want you to
My
succeed.
God, I
That
rolled
was
a 1.
him.
Goodbye. Oh, nice.
Can I give him one of mine?
I said good day.
I
Yeah.
said good day, sir.
Oh.
If you wish to.
Do you want one of mine?
wait,
I'll give you one of mine.
I wonder if I
I'll
should cap
take it.
re-rolls though. Like if a hero points
that's
are.
Maybe
fair.
you
Up to
should.
you.
That's
Maybe you
fair.
should cap it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Up to you.
I can
Up to you.
imagine it getting very.
I think for
Fate-
story's sake, you have to cap re-rolls, or else it's
Yeah.
like, I really want to hit this dragon. 8 hero points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair.
No, the story. The dice wanted to tell a story here.
That's true.
Failures are
Hideaki,
just as good as successes.
why might your character be so confused by this? Why can't they piece this together?
So he was trying to read them, and they were like really focused, and then and there was kind of a furrowed brow, and then suddenly like a smile, and which he took as a wave off, and he was just like,
Yeah.
bullshit.
Yeah, and then you just like conceptually like, yeah, this education is education is education. Like, yeah, it takes like there's class, there's years, you know, you go
Right.
to school. What potentially is not understood about that?
Yeah. He was trying to feed into like what's underneath the covers. Like he is like, and since we've been using it, like behind the curtain, he is, and he's already said it,
Favorite.
obsessed with gaining knowledge, and they absolutely, everybody honestly fascinates him, but like that like flip in his mind was very interesting, and he was just like, I don't know about all that.
Oh, no,
Alright.
he's commit at all.
So you're kind of left in the rain, and it is raining really hard. You probably do want to get in there. Are you headed to the Spire dormitory?
I think so.
I think Tao will lead the way.
Okay.
Honestly, like with a
Amazing.
smile and a little bit of a skip. They'll lead the way. They don't know exactly where they're going, but they know it's in this building.
Yeah, he like kind of like, you know, walks along like the campus path, and he's like, it's right down this, and you see the building off there.
Yeah.
So off you guys go. As you are headed down for fun, wet in the rain heroes, a young woman actually trots out from the one-story dormitory. Nice little one-story. And she's shielding her head with a silk umbrella reinforced with dry reeds. 4 stone spires surround and rise above the building. 2 in front, 2 behind from where you're coming from. As our dog squeaky squeak squeak. You're the new student, so you'll be rooming with us in the Spire dorm. Come in, I'll show you the place. And the woman gestures with her umbrella towards the door, taking a few steps back towards the building's like welcoming dry overhang. And she actually carries a couple of dry reed umbrellas under her arm for y'all if anybody wants. Definitely, she'll hand them out to you easily.
Oh man, we don't have any of these at the village.
I'm alright if you guys need it.
As you guys continue forward, a catfolk sprawls beneath the eaves of the dormitory.
Tao's tail perks up, ears up. Is very excited.
There's a sliced and sticky mango laying on his chest, and he's just sprawled out there, okay? He looks up from licking the juice off his fingers, his mouth spread into a toothy smile. Care for some mango? He says cheerfully while gesturing idly to the fruit. Or if you'd prefer, something to cheer you up from the rain, I have wine. Don't
Tao will
offer them your moonshine! As he
I'm
scolds. And then she kind of turns to you guys again. This is Shazira. Don't become a slacker like him.
Do you have a new mango? Like a non-half-eaten one that wasn't on your chest?
Kind of looks around him. Not immediately here. There's probably some in the food hall.
Tao is
Okay.
used to sharing food, so Tao will go immediately over to them. And
He stays laying down, like he doesn't get up, but he's watching it.
Yeah. And we'll give just like a little like a quick half like head bop bow. And will, because it was offered, reach over and grab some mango and eat it and feed it to Nim.
He's perfectly fine with this. He lets you do that, and then he kind of like looks over your shoulder back to Essie, and he's just like, I don't need to study. Amurans have the best magic, everyone says so. And he kind of winks at you, Tal. Essie here is trying to run the entire even playing teacher for the new students, it looks like. And Essie kind of like blows out a sharp breath. She's like, Karita told me to get them settled, that handling the new students was our job.
I think, can I interrupt here?
Yeah.
I think about this point, Art 2 would speak up a little, and he just kind of cocks his head and says, are extracurriculars frowned upon if this one makes good grades and good booze? Is that bad?
Essie, like, definitely gets, like stumbles over this, and Shazira just, like, lets out a laugh. And he's just like, I like this one. But, yeah.
And just to set the ground, Art 2 is asking this as a logical question, like, not as a joke or anything.
Yep.
Like...
That's how Hiyaki's 100% taking it too.
I don't think that they would like you making moonshine on campus, but I mean, I guess she doesn't want to say this, right? She's like, I guess not. And then Shazir kind of just like continues. He's just like, to Essie's like comment about Karide, he's like, do we look like attendants to her? Not yet, we aren't. And then he just kind of goes back to like peeling more like mango skin off and like getting it gross and all over the place, and licking his finger. And Essie just like,
too fast. I'll go ahead and grab one.
Essie looks at you all kind of like with him and hanging out, and she's just like, and she kind of like scuffs her foot at Shazira's tail, and then steps over it, going inside. Like not like doesn't step on it, but like, you know, she's like,
Yeah, I 100%.
No, there would be yowling involved with that.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. So she goes inside, and she did say she'd show you the place if you want.
Yeah, I think Ark would follow her.
Arafe would too.
Everyone's
Tal
so interesting.
would say thank you to this beautiful figure, and take another piece of mango for the road.
Amazing.
Enjoy your mango.
All right. Now I'm gonna bring you to a new map. This is the Spire Dormitory right here, and most of it will probably be dark for y'all. You probably can't see anything.
It's all so black.
Fog of War.
Fog of War. I have mixed feelings about Fog of War, so we're gonna play with this, and if it gets really annoying, for dungeons I do understand this necessity, but we're gonna do this. This is an open layout. It's a one-story, beautiful building. Yep, that's how I said that.
Beautiful building.
Beautiful building. So I'm
beautiful.
gonna pull you guys over onto the map. Now, the way I did this with your beautiful tokens is you each have. Sorry, Star, you're getting there.
I need
There you
to
go.
zoom.
I don't see anything.
I gotta zoom in.
This is huge. This is all fun and games. And I'm gonna, all of your tokens, okay, have the dynamic lighting setting embedded within them. You should be good to go. If you have any issues with it, just let me know. All right, and here we are. So
cool. Oh my god.
it's gorgeous. So you were actually really impressed. There's like a few like stone steps, and there's a little awning, and it's actually an open layout here. So the way it's an open air building, beautiful mosaics almost everywhere. It's gorgeous. And like I mentioned, there's 4 spires around the building, and you can see them, one here, top left and top right, and then 2 behind the building as well. And as you go in, there's this like common room area where you see who here would have seen a knoll before? Taliati, I'm gonna say yes.
For sure.
Yes.
Art never.
You have read about them?
Maybe.
Art may have read about them as well, but never seen one.
Yeah. So there's this little, she's so small. This little like vulpine, like wolfy knoll. Very, very small. Just she's standing there, like not having really noticed you all, leading her fluffy chicken familiar by a stick. And she's encouraging, wait, eat it. And it's she's currently like the chicken's like eagerly gobbling up like little ants, like she's like pest control right now, like leading it around back there, trying to get it. And then on one of the couches is a man, and I think you see him here.
Could I ask you a favor? Will
Yes.
you shift C when you talk about each of these?
Yes, thank you.
Beautiful.
That
Beautiful.
Oh!
is the little girl.
The no.
I love them.
No.
I will die for them.
I
love them.
will.
Yes.
I will murder so many things, but not this one.
Murder so many things for this thing.
For
There
this
you
thing.
go.
This is the
Oh, you look-
BBEG.
There it is.
This is the
And-
man on the couch.
No, that's
Yes,
the
and this is the
vulpine,
man-
because we'll never ever attack it.
And it's, I love this also. Pathfinder2e no are like not scary creatures here.
Yeah, they're not innately evil.
Yeah.
And so this man, he's like sitting on one of the couches. He is impeccably dressed, and he kind of sees you all, and he was just sitting there waiting for y'all to enter a little bit further. But he's kind of just waiting, hanging out. You see a book by him, some notes. Oh, and let me introduce everybody else too. This is the woman that greeted you.
That's Essie. Or
That's Essie.
So pretty.
Gorgeous, darling.
She's gorgeous. Yeah, Essie is clearly, goes above and beyond her duties. She's the one that greeted you. And then Shazire. He's the lazy cat foot.
the
Crawled out.
the mango booze cat.
Mango
Yes,
booze.
mango
cat.
booze.
There you go, Boost Cat.
Who apparently doesn't have to study.
He's what one would call a gifted kid.
Yeah.
Who doesn't
Oh my
feel
God.
the need.
Yep.
Never had to study.
Let's not
until
go
went to
there.
College.
I could write
Swings you,
in,
girl,
in
buddy.
this essay. I will.
Yeah.
Let's please not go
In this
there.
essay. Called out.
Yep. Same.
Listen, it's also me, so like.
Yep. Yep.
Is it all of us? Because
Is it-
same.
All of us?
Probably. Yeah, it's me too. So.
Probably.
Hey, there we go.
Yep. Look at that, the gifted class.
I was
My biggest
pla-
issue is I went to college and went, I've never had to study before. How do we do
Yep.
this?
I was
No.
I'm in
That's why I
college
dropped
for
out.
nuclear engineering and I still don't study, to be honest. But
Yeah,
Hey,
he's insane.
I was
Give us that flex waffles. Jeez.
no,
I still
this
don't
isn't a
have to
flex. This is
study.
more of a the funny thing. I was placed in enrichment in first grade because I was too bored in class.
Yep. I skipped a grade
Yep.
because of exactly that.
Yep.
Amazing.
All right, cutting back from that way too
This
close
isn't
to
real.
home.
This is we're at school now.
Welcome back to school, what everybody's always wanted.
Flashbacks are happening.
Right? Triggered.
Real quick, do you guys see on these tokens? Do you see their names?
No.
No.
Can't tell if it's okay.
No, we don't
Cool.
get nameplates.
All right. So her name is Essie Jana, if anybody cares for her last name, DJANA. And as she comes in here and welcomes in, stepping over Shazire, she kind of nods to this guy sitting there, and she says, "Oh, everybody, meet Ignacy. Ignacy is one of the people here in this dorm as well. Another initiate with us. I'm so sorry. I didn't introduce myself. I'm Essie. Can I have your well?
Nice to meet you. I'm Arafe.
You can call me Tal.
Tal.
This is Nim.
Hello, Nim.
I am.
Sorry, I was really focused on how awesome you are. Sorry about that. I'm Hideaki, and this is Overnoza.
A pleasure to meet you both.
I am Art2. Thank you.
Yes, of course. And this is, and then you kind of like look. She looks behind to this little knoll, who, upon you guys entering, and like realizing there were new people coming in, she turns around and she's freaking gone, and you just hear this squeak as she like runs with her chicken and ducks behind this couch. Oh, and that's Anchor Root. It's okay.
Is she scared of you?
No. She is just a little anxious. I think new people scare her a little.
A point behind me to Overnoza. Sorry.
Arafe is actually going to like sit on the floor, facing them, and just wave from a distance.
So you kind of step in here, and you guys are. Oh, do you have control over your own token?
We do.
Yep.
Or
Okay.
I do, at least.
Okay, good. So you should. I moved you in, Arafe, in here, but you can see where she is.
Okay.
So are you trying to approach?
No, I just sit down on the floor to like so that I can see her and show that I'm not going to approach, but just give her a small wave.
She maybe peeks out, like kind of hearing footsteps come in and seeing you come close. Like you just see her eyes go wide, and she like gets even further back, so she doesn't. You can't see her. She just She thinks she's hiding right now.
Fair enough.
Tal's gonna step, while that's happening, Tal's gonna step over to this gentleman on the couch and with a smile, reach a paw out and say, "Hello, I'm Tal."
Oh, and he kind of stands up and he takes your hand and gives a gracious bow. Welcome, Tal. My name is Ignacy, as Essie here has introduced. And he gives you this very, like, polished smile. I wish you all to, of course, come in here and get settled. Choose your room. If you ever need anything, I do sell some alchemical items for a reasonable fee. If you ever need anything, I am here. Again, welcome. And he gives a kind of a bow for everybody.
Would most at this school not be able to craft their own?
Kind of looks at you. No, some have more of a talent for it. Some do not wish to spend their time doing so.
Understood.
Very well. Well, I simply wanted to welcome you all. And he kind of stands up, grabs his book, and walks away around the corner.
What's in the book?
He kind of just glances over his shoulder. Why?
Because books are awesome, and I've run out of books, and so I'm call me curious.
Curious you shall remain. And he walks away.
I spin around looking over Nosda. We're gonna find out what's in that book, right?
And I'm gonna make sure I know which way he's going here, because I need to start familiarizing myself. Oh, actually, you actually see him walk right across here and enter this room.
Side quest. Find out what's in the book.
I know, right? Right?
Box.
What's in the box?
I do think at this point, like with him kind of walking by, Ark would glance up at the knoll and be like, "We can't see you. I just want you to know."
She gives out this like terrified squeak of just like, oh! And she like tries very, very hard to bury herself between the wall and the couch behind there.
Ark, let her think that she's hidden.
Why?
Because she's scared and it makes her feel safe.
But if she was hiding from someone who is dangerous, she needs to know that she is actually hidden, or she would not be safe.
But we're not somewhere dangerous, are we?
But the school is to learn.
Come. Let's give poor Anchorroot a break. And I will show you the dorms. You can pick your rooms, and I'll show you the baths and all the fun features. Come. And
Hideaki's
so,
like processing so much has happened in the last like 45 seconds in his mind. He's just like, I'm gonna learn so much. Oh my god.
Also, I have put find out what is in Ignacie's book in my quest log.
Nice.
It is now an official side
It is
quest.
officially a quest in the book.
oh no, what have I done?
Yeah.
Better come up with
Free
something
reign.
good in that book.
Fuck around and
Oh,
find
I
out.
know what's in that book.
Sure.
If Ark wasn't Ark, and hopefully this will become a quest in the future, but I really want to put teach this knoll proper self-defense so it's not scared kind of thing, you know? But not currently, because that's not Ark.
Fair enough.
Okay, so in the entranceway, up here, and she kind of like gestures to the first room, kind of that opens out into the what's this called? Oh my god, common room. That's a word. And that she says that is Okoro's room. Down here, and she points to the second one. That is. She kind of gestures back to the doorway, Shazira's room, and she continues down as you. But come, your rooms are this way.
Ark, as we go by, don't look at Anchorroot. Just pretend you don't see her. Trust me.
Ark listens, nods, and then immediately looks at the knoll. Not like normal people would, trying to stop, but like as a defiance type thing almost. Like a
Fighting words.
yeah, like a I don't need to listen to you type thing.
Damn.
Oh.
This obstinate toddler. That's what Ark is.
He's 5 years old,
You're
guys.
5 years old.
It's 5. No.
Out of
Mind
your
you-
terrible 2s and your terrorizing 3s, okay? You are supposed to behave now. You're in preschool.
But toddlers are cute.
Well, 5 kindergarten, right?
Yeah, 5 is kindergarten, isn't it?
Oh god. By the way, as you do look though, Ark, her head is like buried in the couch. Like you see her whole second, like the rest of her body is out there, but she at least can't see you.
Okay.
Aw.
If that's the case, I think Ark would step over there for a second. Okay. And stay away enough to where, like, probably right here, but to where they could hear the Ark's voice. And even hearing Arafe call Ark from behind would just keep walking and say, "Excuse me, I don't mean you any harm, nor do any of these companions, but if something did, this would not save you." And then he'll begin to walk away.
when you walk over and then you first kind of like speak, she jumps and like winces as she hits her head in this tight space, and then she kind of like she's just shaking, honestly. And as you walk away, she like so sorry. And she just runs and she books it around this corner and just.
I think Ark will walk back to the group, thinking that while the emotions aren't what he was hoping, the creature would now be safe from something that was actually posing a danger.
I'll say specifically, just telepathically to Overdoza, I think that they've read Art of War as well.
Yes, I love that. And Essie looks at you, Ark, at doing this as well, and she has this frown on her face. But she doesn't say anything. Like this is her job right now, so she's gonna do it. So we have a free down here on the left. Actually, if you go down the main hall out here, there's another room, so both of these are available, as well as these two. And she kind of continues, and she's just gesturing down, so like I think you guys can see the doors and where they are at least. But this is door for room 1, door for room 2, and if you continue down here, there's a little hallway with a door for another room. So basically here and here there's 2 sets of rooms that are absolutely up for grabs for both of you, for all of you. And then up this little hallway as well, there is an additional 2 sets of. So you have all of like 6 rooms to choose from, if you wish.
Is anyone wanting roommates, or does anyone want their like own personal space?
Oh, each of these rooms has 1 bed and standard furniture. Typically, it's a room per person.
Oh, we all get our individual rooms?
Yes.
Oh,
Get
Some are bigger than others.
okay.
Tal looks
cool.
completely perplexed.
Which ones would provide the most personal space?
Oh, which ones are bigger? Probably these 2 down here.
Okay, I will observe those.
Alright, so I'm gonna just open these doors for y'all, because that way you can look inside. Each room does have, like I said, a bed, a standard, like, issued side table and desk. And I think maybe, like, a bookshelf. Let's do... I'm trying to... Here comes the dynamic lighting
Let
fun.
us in. It's like the
Right.
it's like the GIF. Let us in.
P.S. Just so you know, from a GM perspective, it is not staying unobserved, if that makes sense, or staying observed.
Oh, the dynamic lighting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Alright.
we'll fix that
No
later.
sweat.
But I just wanted you to know.
Yeah.
I will fix that for next time. Thank you.
I'm happy to take a smaller room if people want something bigger.
Will there be enough room for you and your dragon?
Yeah,
In a
because I
smaller
can
room.
I can if it's a space situation, I can unmanifest him.
Oh,
No big deal.
okay.
Waffles is not sure if this is an oversight, but I think Ark would immediately ask, if I am to room with a stranger, why is there only 1 bed in each room?
No, you're not. It's 1 room per person.
Oh, gotcha. Sorry, that's Waffles' fault. I thought you said there were multiple people per room.
in your
Also,
defense,
yes.
I was offering, so like, yeah, he was offering, so don't feel bad.
Who wants
He
to
just
sleep in
assumed.
my room?
Yeah, right, exactly.
I'm
Party
walking around-
in room 309.
I'm walking around with these dynamic lighting, and I'm like, that's a double bed. That's a double bed.
Room 309 is the gamer room at the con.
Yeah.
Yep, you knew exactly the reference I was going for.
You choose your rooms and feel free to actually choose your. She kind of continues, and when she mentions that, yes, the sizes, she kind of laughs and says, like, sometimes, when some of the people here are playing cards, they might bet to trade to the bigger rooms and things like that. I know Hybrim was rather upset. All in good fun, of course. So Nux here, Hybrim is up there, and she's just pointing and giving you names that you are sure not to remember, which is fine. We'll find a way to maybe label these later, or however. And so over down here, there's actually baths on both sides. This is the east bath. It's slightly cooler than the west bath. And she welcomes you in. I sure wish I didn't have to open all these for y'all. I mean, y'all can open doors. The baths are not locked.
There's so much innuendo here. I'm just gonna call it out. I'm not gonna go into it any deeper than that, but I love it.
So I opened them on both sides. Down below, and I'll just to make this a little bit faster and a little bit easier. So up above is the bath. So the east bath is here, and where's the other one? Down there is the washrooms. So like bathrooms are down there. Same thing. Side. As you guys explore, though, in the east bath, what is? Can just everybody roll me a perception check?
Sure.
Rolls.
Rolls, dice, rolls.
Natural 20.
Hell yeah.
Oh, amazing.
Natural 15 for a 17.
Okay.
Oh,
Be a
15.
24, I think?
15. Total of 15.
So total of 24.
Damn.
Oh yeah, I think this would be a good time to pepper in a little bit of rules talk. In Pathfinder2e, you can critically succeed at skill checks and critically fail. If you ever roll 10 over the DC or 10 under the DC, that's a critical success and a critical fail. So.
Wow.
15, 17, natural 20 for a total of
24. Perception, right?
24.
Yeah, 24.
And then Arafe, what was that for
Same,
you?
24.
24. Okay. So yeah, actually,
We have apparently
Can't
lost
do it.
cameras.
Oh no.
Yeah, we have. Wow.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Overlay shenanigans.
What is going on?
Did you minimize zoom? Because if you minimize zoom, then the
Yep.
cameras disappear.
That's what I had that happen on Tuesday and blew up my overlay. It was great.
Wait, you two are in the same room? What?
It was
Yo, we
each
could-
room to one person.
Hey. Hang on a second.
You made the rules. It's all good. This is so fun, you guys.
This is so
I'm
much
having such
This
a
is
good
great.
time. Don't forget, everybody, there's a giveaway here coming up at the end of the game. So don't forget about it. And as Waffles mentioned earlier, if you're a subscriber, you have 2x chances to win, if my memory is correct. Otherwise, don't come sue me or something.
fabulous crowd controlled by Duval over here.
I apologize. My first time for production again. I may have
You're
accidentally.
doing great.
Don't even worry
You're
about
doing
it.
really good.
Thank
we're
you,
good
chat,
now.
for letting us know that, because I always looked down and saw that. So
Chat,
Thank you.
fam.
Thank you.
The podcast experience, you got it.
Giving you the podcast. A little taste. It actually was free advertisement just for you to tune into the podcast version.
We did it on purpose, baby.
Did it on purpose.
Planned.
All right,
Perfect.
fab. All right, so, yeah, so everybody who rolled 17 or higher, so you haven't been to the other baths yet, but here you do see, she kind of mentions that this one just sees less the other one, probably because most of the residents are on that side and this has been empty. And as you kind of look around, there's, for some reason, this is where people decide to leave their laundry. So there's kind of like heaps of clothes in different areas, kind of like up in the top left corner of the room. And then Ark, Arafe, Hideaki, vaguely you see a little bit of movement under the clothes.
Hello? I'm going to approach it.
At the same time, you see a medium-sized copper dragon come up with you, and open is like, "Go, let's see what's under there."
Yeah. I'm gonna pull up some of the laundry.
Yeah, so it's a little bit of like overflowing like cloth in like a wicker basket in that corner. So as you move, suddenly from within the basket, hold on, I want this for effect. Hold on. I must pick. Hold on.
No, you got this.
Take your time.
Right click, layer.
Yep, I know
That's
exactly that
okay.
feel. I know that.
Yep.
I know that feels so hard.
The Roll20 management along with this, I was not prepared for.
It's okay.
Hard.
So
It is
all of
really
a sudden,
difficult.
kind of like from within the folds of clothes are these. It's very weird. There is these like, if you can see them now, little frogs? Question mark? But they're not frogs. They're made out of cloth.
Okay.
It's kind of cute. Hello. What are you doing here?
As you disturb it though, they kind of like, at first they're not moving. There you go. That's the picture of them.
Oh, cute.
They just like folded cloth in there, and they're like,
Wow.
as soon as you open that up though, they kind of pop out, outwards onto the floor, and you're like, oh, hello. And we're gonna roll initiative next week.
Oh, goodness. Okay.
In 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks.
In freaking 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks.